So this meme has making the round like it does every year around this time, and at least a dozen or so of my friends have shared it. And here's my problem with it. Pride is not all go-go boys and jockstraps. You have your AIDS marchers, you have the couples that have been together for decades, you have your P-flag moms, you have your allies, you have your elected officials, and yes, floats of scantily clad gyrating hotties. But they're all just different colors of one big rainbow. And I see this get posted year after year after year, and it's like you're missing the point. Pride, the parties after Pride, the bars after Pride are not, and I quote, a hookup competition, only worried about getting trashed, doing drugs and hooking up, trashy people looking for attention, just an excuse to drink yourself silly, exhibitionism and ego stroking and body shaming, and public sex with as many people as possible. I mean, I'm not saying none of that happens, but if you think that's the distillation of what pride is, then you just have not been paying attention. I mean, let's put slut shaming aside because that is a whole different rant. But gay culture is all encompassing. From the happy homebodies to the adopted dads with the new families to the gamers, the geeks, and even the circuit queens, it is all gay culture. And that includes the overtly sexual. It is all gay culture. And to say otherwise, to aptly pick and choose which groups to break down and which groups to promote, is exactly what the enemies of gay culture have been doing all this time. And frankly, who are you to say that this form of self-expression is wrong? I mean, isn't that hypocritical when the entire point of this has been to be able to express and be ourselves as we want to?
But this isn't how we want to represent ourselves to the world when the world is watching.
Really? Gyrating dancers is a fraction of pride, but it seems to be all that gets focused on. But fine, let's go with that. Says who? Who gets to decide how we represent ourselves? Because unless I miss an election for Homo in Chief, you don't get to speak for me. So, the more revolutionary man might even argue that the complainer is wrong because they're trying to live up to heteronormative standards when they shouldn't. Because we're not hetero. We should be able to make our own standards and not judge ourselves from someone else's platform.
We make straight people very uncomfortable with the blatant sexuality.
So the fuck what? I sure as fuck am not living my life subservient to the needs of what would make heterosexuals comfortable when I'm in their presence. Actually, that's not true. Alright, so when I'm outside of New York City, not even that, when I'm outside of Manhattan, I am not nearly as affectionate with my boyfriend, holding hands, kissing, whatever, as I am when I am inside one of the safe zones, you know? And that is to not make straight people uncomfortable in a way that'll jeopardize my safety or his safety. And that's also why the Orlando homophobic attack is such a big deal in our culture, because our safe zones are suddenly no longer safe anymore. But it all goes back to this picture. So in the above pic, they marched because they felt oppressed and unsafe. Today, I don't really feel oppressed, but I do feel marginalized and unsafe. I mean, 49 gay people and allies were killed and 53 wounded. A lot of the nation reacted with a shrug. There have been a lot of ally support, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart, but we are not where we need to be. We are not where we need to be. We got complacent. We got complacent, and we thought things were better. And the shit of it is, these newly out kids, who were too young to remember Matthew Shepard, they don't know the world as it was, except for stories and books, and Orlando just punched them in the face. We thought we were further along the path than we were. The political climate towards us is ugly. The religious attitude towards us is that it's always been, but now it's steering the political tide more and more. Things matter. Who becomes the next president matters. Who becomes the next Supreme Court justice matters. Not allowing bigoted lawmakers running rampant in the South matters. Pulse Orlando matters. This is bullshit. Tearing ourselves down when we should be united is dumb. It's dumber than dumb, it's Trump dumb. I mean, alright, I'm not a soapbox kind of guy, but alright, so I'm on my soapbox. So 2 years ago, Governor Cuomo legalized gay marriage in New York State right before Gay Pride. We all celebrated, we all lost our shit. 1 year ago, the Supreme Court upheld marriage equality across the nation, and we all celebrated and lost our shit. So this year, we remember Orlando and Pulse and everyone we lost along the way. Everyone who's been bashed or spit upon simply for trying to live their life. And we celebrate ourselves at the same time. We celebrate trying to live our lives out and proud, and for some, it's only on the one day. So if you want to get into a thong and get on a float in the middle of Fifth Avenue in Midtown, then you do it and you dance your fucking ass off. You live your life. Because if you're going to celebrate gay culture, you celebrate all of it or none at all.